right, welcome back, class. I hope you guys are all super excited to continue our kettlebell workouts. We're going to be adding another exercise today. But before we get way too into it, I just want to refresh you guys on our previous workouts that we've done. Starting with our first goblet squat, which was very simple, holding the kettlebell. I only have dumbbells because I do not have kettlebells at my house. So goblet squats, we start with a stance. Feet are about a little wider than shoulder width. Toes are pointed out. Holding the kettlebell right in front of your chest. We're just going to squat down to 90 degrees and return. The next one that we did with the kettlebell swings. So this again starts with stance, about shoulder width apart. We're going to swing and thrust about parallel to the ground and then return. It'll look simply like that. And then we also learned the overhead press. Standing straight, have a good little athletic stance. Starting above your shoulder, we're just going to press up and then return. And last class, I taught you guys how to do the bent over row. And if you remember, the first cue was a stance, we just bend down. We're going to lift up against to the side of our body and then lower. So today, we're going to learn how to do a sit-up with a press. So it's just as it sounds, it's a regular sit-up. But instead, we're going to add a press at the top of our sit-up. So this is what it looks like. We have the cues, starting with laying down, flat on your back, feet flat, knees bent. We're going to sit up and then press up and return. So again, our cues begin with lay down, sit up, and then press up and return. Quite simple. So this workout is more focused on abs than anything else. So just as we talked about last class, lifting heavy objects, it's super important to have a strong back as to not injure it when lifting. So it's super important to work on your ab, get a good core, that way you don't hurt or injure your back when lifting heavy objects. So one thing that I want to note is, I don't know what you have at your house, but just find a kettlebell or a dumbbell that's right for you. You don't want to do too much and hurt yourself if it's too heavy of a weight. So we're going to do this together as a group workout. By the end, hopefully we are going to be completing 3 sets of 8 reps each. And it'll be helpful for you guys to follow along with me, but if we are finished and you want to keep going, try another set, go right ahead, and we can also try to do some variations if you want to increase the difficulty. And let's get right to it. All right, starting with our goblet squats. Let's not forget the stance, toes out, dumbbell in front. We're doing 8 reps. All right, let's go. Make sure you're getting nice and low. You can tell I'm getting a little bit lower than 90 degrees in this one. Perfect. And you can tell my toes are pointed out, not straight, not like this. This would be a normal squat, so we want to do goblet squats just like this. All right, next workout, we are doing our kettlebell swings. So a normal stance, shoulder width apart, holding the kettlebell in between your legs, going to thrust forward. Notice I'm really engaging my core in this exercise, thrusting my pelvis forward like this. You don't want to just be lifting and just swinging. There's no point to that. That's just throwing around a kettlebell. Next one was the overhead press. So we'll do 8 per side. I'm going to have my arm on the waist. It helps with a little bit of balance. All right. And opposite arm, shake out a little bit. right, and 8. Perfect. You guys are doing great. Let's keep up the good work. So now we're going over to the bent over rows, the ones we did practice last time. Show you guys at this angle with a bend in the knees. Back's about 45 degrees. Starting down here, we're just going to lift up and back down. All right, and opposite arm. And notice I'm bringing the dumbbell right up to my body so that my elbow is above my back. All right, here we go with our new workout, the sit-ups. So remember, feet flat, back flat. Our first cue is lay down. Second cue, sit up, and then press up and return. All right, great work, class. First set done. Let's get some water in you. It's important to stay hydrated. All right, you guys are doing great. All right, another few seconds in here. Get your breath back, and then we're gonna get into our second set. Same thing again. So again, starting with the goblet squats. Remember, your feet are a little bit wider, toes are pointed out. Keep your back nice and straight. You don't want to bend it down. You want to imagine that you're sitting in a chair. Great work. Nice job, guys. Now back to the swings. Go from this angle for you. Notice that I'm going directly parallel to the ground. I'm not lifting too heavy. Bring it right back down between the legs. All right, overhead press. I'm gonna keep my hand on the waist again. You don't have to, but it helps with balance. I'm just lifting, pressing right up. And opposite arm. All right, and then to our bent over rows. Remember, it's super important to keep the bend, 45 degrees angles, and lifting. All right, and left side, same thing. Really try to make sure your core is tight the whole time. Just try to if you want to make that one more difficult, you can do 2 at a time instead of having to do 2 different repetitions of 8. And we're doing our sit-ups again with the press. Now don't forget our first cue, lay down. All right, second cue, sit up, press, return. Sit up, press. I noticed with that one, I was getting right up to my knees. I'm not doing just a crunch with my head, I'm going right up with my whole back. All right, great work, guys. That is 2 sets done. Just 1 more left. Take another breather. You guys are looking great, I'm sure. All right, let's get to it. One thing that you can do if you want to make this exercise harder, actually I will not show you guys that one. My bad. Might be a little bit too complicated for today. So remember our stance, squat, return. Don't forget to keep your straight back. Looks great. Keep up the good work, guys. All right, and to our swings. Make sure your core is engaged. All right, great work. All right, an overhead press again, starting right above the shoulder, just resting right on it. You're pressing up, return. Perfect. Last side. Almost done with the overhead press. All right, and that is 8. This is our last repetition. Make it a good one. Put in all your work. We're gonna really lift up our backs here, okay? And this one, to make it a little bit more difficult, I'm gonna try to do a tricep dip, something that you can try if this is too easy for you. So remember, laying down, sit up and press. And tricep dip if you want a more difficult workout. All right, last one. All right. Great work today, guys. I can tell you really put in a lot of effort with this one. Hopefully you guys got a little burn out of that. Let's not forget, today we learned our sit up with a press. We went over our goblet squats, our kettlebell swings, our overhead press, and then last class is bent over row. And I'm sure you guys did great. Can't wait to see you guys for next class. We'll keep going with our kettlebell workouts. And thanks for watching, guys.